Hello everyone, my name is Luis, and in this video I'm going to show you how to complete assignment number 9, which is cultural competency. So what you need to do is just go to your portfolio, and then you will need to go to coursework, first year seminar coursework, and then you scroll down and you will see cultural competency bibliography. So you're going to click that one. At this point you already have the workshop related with the library, how to get access to the database and all the articles. Also, you submitted before an article, so pretty much you will see the instructions over here on how to complete this assignment, but I'm going to explain you in more details. So you will need to scroll down all the way down until you get to cultural competency annotated bibliography. Now once you're here, you will see source materials. What you need to do here is just upload the article that you used the previous class. After you get the article, you just upload it over here. So I'm going to suggest to all of you to use PDF. A PDF version will be so much easier to navigate, and also if you want to use another type of extension like a Microsoft Word, another type of file, you can use it, but I totally recommend you one more time to use PDF because it's so much easier. Now once you have the article, you just pretty much click the pen icon over here and then you just replace this item. I already did it, so just pretty much as you did in another assignments, just make sure to click replace this item and then you click upload file and then you select the article in the PDF version that you will need to upload it over here. Now once you upload it, you will have it as you can see in my screen. Then below that you will see another picture that is pretty much the same as you had before over here. So under source materials you will find two similar pictures. The first one is for the article, the second one you don't need it. However, you can just reach out to your SSM and ask them if you need to submit something else, but usually you only need to use the first picture to replace with your article in a PDF version. Now what happened to the second pictures? One more time, you can just reach out to your SSM, but what I recommend is just delete this PDF, this picture, because you only need one article and you already uploaded, and since you don't need the second pictures for another article, you just click the trash icon to delete it. So one more time you click the trash icon and make sure that is the trash icon for this picture over here, not the trash icon that you can find in another section. One more time, pay attention, you need to click the trash icon that is for the box, for this picture, the one is close to it. So you just click it and then it says confirm by typing delete, so I'm just gonna type delete and then I click yes, delete it, and there you go. Now it only shows me the article that is under source materials. And one more time, make sure that the article is under source materials, only the article. Now then you scroll down and then you're gonna find completed assignment. Now here you will need to complete the information that is requested, which is you need to cite an APA style with abstract beneath followed by 1 to 2 sentences summarizing the article. What was the article about? So you will need to complete all this in a Microsoft Word. So you can just use Microsoft Word and copy this first question or first activity, and then you just follow the steps and then you just complete this first activity, which is pretty much cite an APA style from this article. Now then you will need to complete the second part of this reflection. So it's gonna ask you write a reflective paragraph about what you found interesting about cultural competency in your discipline. Use the following questions prompts to guide your reflection. So you will need to answer these 5 questions. Now you wonder how did I get these questions over here? It's pretty much from the top. If you go back to the top, you will find the instructions that you need to answer all these 5 questions. So I just copy and paste it in a Word document, but pretty much I didn't complete it because in your case you will need to do it by yourself. But one more time, you just use a Microsoft Word or another file, but so much better Microsoft Word. You can also use Google Docs, which is totally free if you don't have Microsoft. And if you are using a MacBook Pro and then you have another type of application like Pages, make sure to export that as a PDF because the portfolio only accepts Microsoft Word and PDF. Okay, one more time, only accept Microsoft Word or PDF. If you have another application, make sure to export that as a PDF. Now, once you completed them, you will need to just upload it under completed assignment. I need you to pay attention to this part because one more time, you need to make sure that you differentiate these two sections. Source materials is for the article and completed assignment is for the reflection part, where you cite, you make a summarize, then you answer what was the article about, and then you continue with the second activity, which is to answer all these questions as a reflection. If you want to do it one by one, it's totally up to you, but it's so much better if you answer as a reflection, with a 2 or 3 paragraphs answering all these 5 questions. And once you have it, just make sure that you publish pages, and if at any point you don't find from the database an article, one more time reach out to your SSM. However, what I suggest to some students is to open a Google page and pretty much find the article from Google if you don't find in the database. That can be your last resource, but one more time, reach out to your SSM and also try to figure out in the database how to get an article in a PDF version or a Microsoft Word. And one more time, you can just go back to the previous tutorial video so you can just follow the steps. But what you need to find is a cultural competence. You will need to find an article that has the keywords cultural competence plus your major. So as you can see, cultural competence, and then I'm gonna type an example. For example, veterinary can be one. So you go back to the class and then you check and then you ask to your SSM. Pretty much the keywords that you need to use is cultural competence plus your major. If your major is occupational therapist assistant, you just type it, you replace that. If your major is radiology, you just replace that. But one more time, I'm gonna use for veterinary for the purpose of this example, and then you can just type PDF file, for example, just to make sure that it's gonna show you only PDF versions. One more time, make sure that you type cultural competence and your major and PDF file, PDF version, PDF, and then you just press enter, and then you will have a plenty of options over here that you can use. For example, one of them says PDF over here by default, so I'm gonna click it. I have another one over here, so I'm gonna click this one, which has a really good title, The Benefits of Diversity in Veterinary Private Practice. So this is a good article from my point of view, so you can just download it from the internet. In Firefox, you can just download it from this icon, and then you can see it. And that's pretty much what you need to do so far. Just use Google as your last resource. Always use the database from LaGuardia, and if you don't find anything, just reach out to your SSN and explain that you didn't find anything. So, and ask them if you can use a Google. And as you saw just a few minutes ago, just follow these steps. Use the keywords cultural competence plus your major and PDF file. But this is only for those who doesn't find an article in the database, because the purpose of the assignment is to use the database from LaGuardia. And just to end this tutorial video one more time, you need to complete source materials with the article, and below completed assignment you're gonna add the Microsoft Word or the PDF version answering these questions. Do not mix these two into one page. For example, source materials and then you add the article in the Microsoft Word. No, it has to be in two different sections: article with the source material and Microsoft with completed assignment. That is the order, as you can see in my screen. And that's pretty much. Just need to publish pages, click all pages and publish, and then you wait until you have everything completed. And you want to see how it looks your page to the eyes of the professor and your SSN. You can just use, for example, publish view over here, and you will see how your professor and the SSN will see your page. As you can see, this is how they see your page after you complete it and publish pages. If you want to keep editing, you just go back here and just click it, and then you continue with the rest. Make sure that you follow all the steps, because this assignment needs to be deposited. Your SSN will explain you later in the following week, so probably during this week. of how to make a deposit of this assignment, and it has to follow all the steps that I show you. And also you need to ask your assistant if there are any other extra steps that they want to give you, and then you will be able to submit it, and that will be considered completed.